Hey everybody, VermiBag tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to harvest a Vermi-Bucket. I've had this particular Vermi-Bucket going for about 4 months now. It's completely full. It's probably about 2 or 3 inches from the top of the lip. Now how I'm going to do this, I use a Lowe's mortar tray. There's probably quite a few different things you could use, but I'll show you as I'm doing it why I use it. It works really well. I'm able to hook the handle over the edge and it keeps the bucket firmly in place. Take a look. I'll show you how much material is in this bucket. As you can see, it's very full. There's probably about 1.5 pounds, I would imagine, of worms in here. These are European night crawlers. I haven't weighed them. I started off with probably just about 100 worms in here, so the population has definitely increased. So I'm going to set things up and then I will show you how we pull this out, set it in the mortar tray, open it up and harvest it. Okay folks, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the Vermi-Bucket, take the inner bucket out, set it into the mortar tray at a 45-degree angle. We'll hook the latch here, the handle, on the back of the mortar tray, and it'll keep it in place. I also grabbed a small little plastic container just in case I have any uncomposted material in the bucket as we're harvesting. So, first thing, I'm going to put the lid on firmly, all the way around. Now this thing's heavy. I'm not sure how much it weighs. I should have weighed it, I suppose, but it's heavy. Okay, so I'm going to take the handle here and place it over the back corner of the mortar tray. It'll sit there, it'll hook on it, right like that. And it stays in place. Oh, let me turn it just so you can see what I'm talking about. It hooked right here, so it stays on that edge so the bucket can't go down any further. And to get it to go on there, let me do it again here so you can see this. So basically when you set the bucket down at an angle here, bring the hand, set the corner onto there, take it and just take the bucket, hook it over the edge there, and it's good to go. Let's flip it around. Okay, let me adjust the cameras to make sure I got the best view. Okay. Now we're going to remove the Vermi plug from the bottom, open up the bottom slightly, and we'll start pulling the finished compost out. If you did this right, you have a 1/2 inch in the bottom of your bag, so all you should have to do is pull on it. It loosened up, squeeze the toggle, loosen it up slightly, and then just put your finger under the edge. The Vermi plug comes out, set it aside. And then go ahead, pull the toggle further down, if it's all the way to the end, and go ahead and open up the bottom of the bag. And then reach inside here. Now the very bottom of this, right at the section right here, probably the bottom 2 inches, is pretty wet. Real moist anyway. Let me show you what this looks like. It's well composted, very well finished material. I don't see any cocoons in there. I did notice a couple worms down the outer edge there, but very nice material. It's a little damper than I would like it, but I should have probably stopped feeding the bin a little bit sooner, maybe 2 weeks ago, and kind of let it dry out just slightly. But so all I'm going to do now, just reach up inside here, go along the edge, and pull out some of this material. The further up I get, the drier it is. Really nice material up just slightly further. I mean, you can see this material, it's really nice. Again, beautiful, beautiful compost. I'm going to try and stay just in this bottom section. I don't want to reach up there too far, so I'm probably going up to this point right about here, and I'm going to work my way around the edge if I don't get into areas where there's too many worms. Okay. That's probably, go just a slight little bit more around that edge. Okay. So now, basically done here. Kind of clean the dirt off around the edges of this. I'm going to go ahead and take the toggle, tighten it up. It's a little bit bigger than the Vermi plug. Stick the Vermi plug back inside there, and then tighten the toggles up around it. So the Vermi plug is just sticking out slightly like that. Get it tight that way, tight that way. Do a little half hitch on it. And I'll take the bucket, put it back into the holder bucket, and there we have it. There's probably I'm going to say 2 gallons, 2.5 gallons of compost here. I do see a few worms, occasional worm here and there. I don't see any cocoons though. 1 or 2. But there's very few for the amount of compost here. I mean, there's a handful of worms in here. So what I'll probably do is I'll take this now and I'm going to put a little bit of food or something over in one corner and I'll let it sit for a couple days, and then the worms, a good majority of them will migrate kind of over that section where I have the food. I'll pull out the chunk of worms that I can get, and the rest of it then I'll put in a 5-gallon bucket and it'll be ready to put in the garden. Well, that's about all there is to it. It's a very simple process to harvest the Vermi-Bucket. It should only take you a few minutes. So, from VermiBag Tutorials, until next time, ciao.